What's the weirdest thing someone's ever paid you to do? When I was 22 and basically broke, I put up a Craigslist ad offering odd jobs. You know, moving furniture, cleaning garages, walking dogs, whatever people needed. Most responses were pretty normal stuff. Then I got this email from a woman named Linda asking if I'd be willing to pretend to be her dead husband for an afternoon. She offered $300 cash. I almost deleted it thinking it was some kind of scam or weird fetish thing, but $300 was my rent money, so I called the number she gave me. Linda sounded completely normal on the phone. She explained that her husband Danny had died in a car accident 8 months earlier. They'd been married for 34 years and she was struggling with the loneliness. Her adult kids lived across the country and kept telling her to start dating again or join some widow support group, but she wasn't ready for any of that. She just missed having someone to talk to during dinner. The plan was simple. I'd come over on Sunday afternoon, sit in Danny's usual chair at their kitchen table, and just listen while she told me about her week. She'd cook his favorite meal, pot roast with carrots and potatoes, and we'd eat together like a normal couple. I wouldn't have to pretend to be Danny exactly, just be a quiet, friendly presence so she could practice having conversations again. She said she'd been talking to his empty chair for months and felt crazy doing it. At first I thought this was definitely going to be weird and depressing, but Linda seemed genuinely sweet on the phone, and honestly, $300 for eating a home-cooked meal and listening to someone talk didn't sound terrible. So I showed up at her house that Sunday. Linda was probably in her early 60s, gray hair, wearing one of those floral dresses that remind you of someone's grandmother. Her house was spotless but had that quiet, lonely feeling where you can tell only one person lives there now. She'd set the dining room table for two, complete with cloth napkins and the good china. Danny's chair had a small framed photo of him next to the plate. He looked like a regular guy, maybe a little overweight, friendly smile, wearing a baseball cap. Linda had made enough food to feed 6 people. Pot roast, mashed potatoes, green beans, dinner rolls, apple pie for dessert. Everything smelled incredible. We sat down and she started talking about her week like we'd been married for decades. She told me about her neighbor's dog getting loose again, how the grocery store stopped carrying Danny's favorite cereal, and her frustration with learning how to use the new TV remote. Normal everyday stuff that married couples probably discuss over dinner every night. What surprised me was how natural it felt. Linda wasn't trying to pretend I was Danny or asking me to respond in character. She just needed someone to listen and nod occasionally while she worked through her thoughts out loud. She talked about missing having someone to share small moments with, like when she saw a funny commercial and turned to comment, but nobody was there, or when she cooked too much food out of habit and had to throw away leftovers. During dessert, she showed me photo albums, pictures of her and Danny at their wedding, family vacations, Christmas mornings with their kids. She told stories about each photo, laughing at memories of Danny's terrible cooking attempts and his obsession with fixing things around the house. It wasn't sad or creepy like I'd expected. It was actually kind of healing to watch someone process their grief by sharing happy memories with a stranger who had no agenda except listening. After about 3 hours, Linda packed up enough leftovers to feed me for a week and handed me $300 cash. She thanked me for giving her the chance to practice being social again without judgment. She said her kids meant well, but they got uncomfortable when she talked about Danny too much. They wanted her to move on, instead of letting her work through missing him at her own pace. A few weeks later, Linda emailed again asking if I'd come back. This time she offered $400 and said she'd been looking forward to cooking for someone all week. I ended up having Sunday dinner with Linda for about 6 months. She gradually started talking less about Danny and more about her current life. She'd started volunteering at the animal shelter, joined a book club, and was thinking about taking a painting class. Eventually, she didn't need me anymore. She'd rebuilt her confidence for social situations and was ready to make real friends instead of paying someone to listen. The last time I saw Linda, she was dating a widower she'd met at the book club. She invited me to their engagement party, introduced me as the sweet young man who helped me remember how to have conversations again. That was definitely the weirdest job I ever took, but also probably the most meaningful. Sometimes people just need someone to witness their healing process without trying to fix or rush them through it. Linda taught me that grief isn't something you get over, it's something you learn to carry differently. And sometimes the kindest thing you can do is just show up and listen while someone figures out how to keep living.